Hi everyone, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and today I have a really cool project for you all, and that involves daffodils from my very own garden. So we have hundreds of daffodils blooming, and these are one of the first ones to start. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting off a handful of them, and what we're going to be doing is adding them into a monogram. As we're all self-isolating, I thought this would be kind of a fun project to do. And although the flowers won't last nearly as long as they would in the ground, I don't mind sacrificing a dozen or so larger flowers from my garden just to have something pretty on my front steps for the next day or two. I've pre-soaked 3 bricks of floral foam, and then I will submerge the whole design in a 5-gallon bucket full of water. But now what we're doing is just carving the foam so that it's flush with the monogram, and also we're going to come back in and level it off just by cutting off the surface. So this was just a spur of the moment design, so I'm not actually going to be taping this to keep it in place. Since this is for my own home, I can kind of fiddle with the rules of thumb a little bit. However, if I was to sell a design like this, I would come back in with some water-resistant floral tape to really make sure that the foam is in place. But now we're just adding our assorted daffodils, and I am cutting the stems rather short. Another thing for flowers, when you cut the stems shorter, it does prolong the life of your flowers, simply because the amount the flowers have to reach for the water is significantly reduced by having a shorter stem. Although this design won't last any more than a couple days, I do think it's the prettiest thing to have on my front steps, and it was really fun designing this with my sister. I mean, look at that daffodil, you guys. It has half yellow and half white. They just come in so many different colors, and they're just so beautiful and fragrant. There's so many different options when it comes to this monogram. Feel free to use whatever flowers you have blooming in your yard right now. Other spring flowers include hyacinths, crocuses, daffodils, tulips, you name it, they would look pretty in this for a few days. And another cool thing is that once this design dies off, you can just remove the flowers, remove the foam, and you have an awesome monogram that you can hang in your own home. So we can make this design as complex as we would like by coming back in with more flowers, greenery, moss, you name it. But I just came back in with some of these smaller tete-a-tete daffodils. They're really pretty, small, and yellow. So we're just going to use those as a filler. So a little bit of my foam still showing, but as I said before, this is just a fun project for my own home. And we can bend the rules of floristry when we're designing for our own home. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Go out in your gardens, cut some flowers. We all can't do much right now, so if we can beautify our own home or keep ourselves entertained for a little bit, that's always great to do. So here's my beautiful sister with the completed design, and this smells amazing, you guys. The smell of daffodils is just so springy and beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you don't mind clicking follow and like on this video and checking out my YouTube, Instagram, and of course Facebook, I greatly appreciate it. Bye everyone.